What's up, Minitruck? You get your struts, axle fixed, and I think I might cut these down and try them. I'm gonna have to heat this end and squeeze it in. It'll take the temper out, but it'll fit in that holder. Let's get to it. Look, a jack stand. Here we go again. Here I go again. Should have done this the first time. Got him! You should wear gloves. It's always good to have one rag for grease and one rag for wiping your hands. There it is. Yes, you should wear gloves. Still good. Open it up just enough to get over that part. You don't want to stretch that out or it will be no good. You stretch this circlip out and you need a new one. That was the inner, because it has the sliding in and out CV joint. This is the outer. It does not. Look what I got. Look at it. What are these for? Someone maybe could tell me. Alright guys, here's a test. Very first crimp. Still bent. I make it too tight. Maybe I made the clamp too tight. Probably a little looser like this. A little better, but it still sticks up more than I'd like. Not bad at all. Yeah, these boots say not for lifted vehicle, but I can't find one that says that it's made for lifted vehicles. I think that's just their claws. You know what I mean? So I hate getting grease behind that rubber. So this has to go on first like this, and then just enough to spread it. Make sure it's in the hole. Push it to spin it. Make sure it has some drag on it and it's in the hole. It's in the hole! And you know you didn't stretch it. It's in the hole! That's right. Make sure she's clipped in there nice. These are different type than that one was. Minitruck's gonna have all new rubbers, boots, constant velocity. Anyone says they're junk, look at these. I mean, the seals, the way it even has the slinger part here to protect that. Junk. My Mini's not junk. Just had to tap it in this time.
Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy.
Didn't ruin the thread. That's the main thing. Someone said, how can you just tighten that right down? Because it's not tapered bearing like a lot of trailers have. These are roller bearings. Which means there's two roller bearings and then there's a spacer in the middle. So when you tighten this down, it pushes the inner race against that little spacer. So you can crank it right down and there's no preload. Just whatever preload the bearing has. See, I'm smart sometimes.
I am smart, and I'm self-smarted, basically, by myself.
There, Minitruck. And that feel better. Make sure your hoses aren't looped. These pins are floating nicely. And always remember to pump the brakes after you do this because your pads are going to be way away. So you go to back up and then you hit the brake and it goes right to the floor. I'm going to push that brake so I don't forget right now. Watch. Okay. Now she good, see? If they were to put a flathead going up there, just a flathead, you would have been able to use that camber all the way in. Are you listening to me? Whoever made these? Because right now, it hits.
Message!
Strut time! New strut, old strut. It's a little different. New strut. See, I never knew why struts didn't have the same dampening factor as a shock does. Old strut. So if you're checking these by pushing them in like I just did, pushing them in, you're lucky to have to put 10 pounds. Pulling them out, you're talking 50, 60 pounds. But I would say these are still okay, but they're worn. Should I? I mean, to do it, I'm going to have to chop those springs, like right there, or even more, and then heat that, because it's just not going to fit on this end. I think I should just try it. I mean, looking at the diameter, it's not that much thicker compared to the original springs. It's almost like it's going up one more step. So these would probably be 300 pounds, I would guess. I mean, it's got a bigger coil, but, and I don't know what the temper is and blah blah blah, but just going by size, I don't know what these are to start with either, so I'm just jabbering.
You are a blabbermouth! Blabbermouth!
Decisions.
What are you waiting for, huh?
We'll get the same height out of it. I know, she's crusty, but I'm not painting it up until I know that it's going to work. If it works, it'd be worth taking it apart and redoing. If it doesn't work, it's kind of a waste of time. So the original's here. I'm going to go an inch past. It's hardened, so you're not going to be able to use a Sawzall. I remember in the old days when they wanted to drop a car, they'd heat the springs up like this and let them drop. There we go. That's it. That's about it. and go temper it in the sink. Wish I had a little oil bath, huh? Do a little water tempering. The bottom one fits perfect. Yeah, it can work, I think. Yeah. Looks good to me. Yeah, Minitruck. Me and my mini. I'm not saying this is something that you'd want to do. You can do it at your own risk. Any of the stuff I do. This is all for experimental. One side done. I almost want to put the tire on and let it down. See that? Lost about 1/8 of an inch. Maybe I should leave the heavy one on that side and the light one on that side because of my fat ass. If I don't like them, I'll order the 300 pounders. Make sure these are exactamundo.
Hey!
I think that'll do it. Oh yeah. Looks like the other side. Not. This is a slop sink. So I cut just under 3.5 inches off. Samurai Geo Tracker 4-door rear springs. I'm gonna be a pro at taking this front end apart soon, aren't I? Need my sneeps. There's like no pressure. Didn't even need the spring compressors. This will prevent that. Needed. It'll push that spring even a little bit more. Look at that. I like it. It's a beauty. Duh. A little more to go, Minitruck. Now for the moment of truth. Like 27.5.